Okay, it's a delight now to get my next special guest. Is no stranger to my show. When I first started doing interviews about 8 years ago, this lady was one of my first interviewees. I interviewed on my show. We have Natalie Paige Bentley joining me for a catch-up interview after all these years. How are we doing?
Wonderful. It's so good to be back on here, and I can't believe it's been that many years span. I did not expect to be slapped with that and realize, like, oh my God, what have I been doing? But yes, I'm so honored to be back here.
Oh no, it's a pleasure. Of course, when I was interviewing you, I was doing a breakfast show in London, but now I'm concentrating on promoting independent artists like yourself. So this last 6 years, what have you been up to? Has it been a bit of a hiatus, or you've been working behind the scenes?
Yes, so I've always been working behind the scenes. So the last time that I was on here, I believe it was my album Amoratic that had been released. Crazy enough, and this is just kind of how the universe works. I had released that album, and there was a track on there. I believe it was called "Maybe I'll Find My Way." I had done a like a musical film when I released that album, and then did a video that was sort of an offshoot to that one track that was on there. And I was shooting that video, and then, long story short, it became a short film. That short film had gone viral, had about 4 million views on YouTube. I then was still making music and creating music, but my background is also heavily in film as well. And I wound up actually constructing a whole series, a television series based off of that film. That has been in development. It was in development. That took a lot of my time. But then COVID, which is the other crazy thing that had happened since that time, COVID happened for everyone. And where I was located at the time, I was living just outside of Philadelphia in the northeast of the United States. And that was one of the last states to really be open once COVID had shut down things. The entertainment industry took a really huge hit. Everything was kind of at this standstill. Long story short, I moved to Florida, and then was kind of, I just have to get back to making music full time. So I kind of had this little hiccup along the way. And this whole past year, I've actually been on my own, writing and producing my own music. I've not been in an actual studio setting and musicians and whatnot. And that was something that I had always really wanted to do anyway, to have this full control, creative control over my work, and just put things out that's like me. And because I love doing it without all of the extra nonsense that artists go, I should be making this or doing that for someone because they're going to like hearing this and this is what I should be doing. I was just like, there's no right or wrong. Let me just create. So that's the cliff notes of how I got here today.
Great. That's a really good backstory. To tell. At least you're back enjoying music. I know, looking at like your profiles on on the internet, Natalie Paige Bentley. You don't just do music, as you say. You make films. You're a writer. You're an all-rounder, multifaceted, if I may use
Yes.
that terminology. But back in the music field now, is it good to be back doing just that?
Yes, I'll tell you something that's just so interesting, for as a singer, songwriter, recording artist, musician, all of those things that pertain to music. It's really one of the most freeing aspects of art. I feel like when you're in the film industry and you're doing all facets in front of the camera and behind the camera, that's a long process. So it's, as you know, you have lots of moving parts, and it takes a long time to get from point A to point B. For me, with music, it's something that I just is truly, this God-given talent, for lack of, a better understanding of it, that you can be wherever you are and create it and put it out. And I am just such a creative person that I need that and I want that. And I feel like that's my gift, to be able to share with the world. And there's no other kind of medium other than music for me that I get to translate all of those things that I have to say to the world without any of the hurdles
Yeah,
in the way.
that's great. So, just back on your one of your YouTube channels, you have an official music video just dropped. It's called Bad. Is that your current
Yes.
musical single you're campaigning promoting for at the moment?
Yes, yes. So I just released that music single, Bad, which is, I guess, the first single that I've released in a little while. The music video we shot here in Florida, which was just incredible. It was amazing. I had a great production team with me. So it was, kind of me being back to my roots of being able to create music. And I, of course, love the visual aspect of music, just in general. And to be able to have that, to be able to fluctuate back and forth. But it's my latest single. I do have a few others. I have another one that's just released a little quietly, not for any other reason other than I didn't realize I would be in such full swing. I have another cover song that's being released August 19th. So there's a video coming for that. So I think from each month, it'll be the whole course of a single being released and a music video, getting a little bit away from the whole album mentality of pushing an entire
Yeah.
album.
What I admire about you, Natalie, you take your time doing your music. You don't you put everything into your music. You take your time, and rather than continually releasing music all the time, you like to take things in your own pace.
Yes, yes, I think there's such a luxury to be able to do that because you know, like being an independent artist, there's so many positives, and I feel like artists get lost in that all the time. That they want to have the big record deal, they want to be able to do this, they want it, and it's like throw all of that out the window. I mean, I can say because I've been in that place before many times, and it's just a different place to be in. To go, no, I want to craft something. I have something lyrically and musically to translate that perhaps can reach someone and touch other people. And it's the fans that you build along the way, and you want to build that, whatever that is, in your own time. There's no right way, there's no wrong way, there's no time frame. Like throw all of that out the window.
Sure. And on your YouTube channel, your music and videos have been very well received as well, notching up like tens of thousands as well, which is good.
Yes. Yes, yeah, I'm so fortunate. I always say, I try to look for the good in things because, for me, my mentality is very much a perfectionist, and I want to strive to be 110, if not 200%. But it's like, wait, just enjoy all of these moments because it's really the people that I've connected to, and the fans really are just at the epicenter of that. And I feel that, like most artists, I think there's a touch of all of us that feel a little lost in the world, whether it's with your family and your friends that don't quite understand what that means to walk through the world as an artist. It's very different. And you connect with all of these people, some people that you've never met before face to face. And just like you and I get to meet on Zoom here, but we have this relationship, and I have so much gratitude in my heart for those relationships, that they are very real and human to me.
That's wonderful. And are you still a fan of the great outdoors? The habitats and nature as well.
Yes, I do. I'm a huge fan of that. I'm very much kind of this little spiritual creature that if I could be outside and be like a bird floating through the air, that would be my happy place. There's so much inspiration, and I feel like that is a very grounding place to be. Than cooped up in things. I need to be outside. I need to be living the air that we breathe.
And if you had to, I always ask like a question which is quite intriguing. If you had to come back as an animal, what would it be? Mine would be a lion.
Oh, that's so interesting. I would love to be a lion too, but I think there's so many because I'm such a huge animal lover. I love animals, but I've always said I will be a winged creature. I will come back as a bird or a butterfly or something that can fly. I just want to see and experience it all from this kind of aerial viewpoint and get to point A to point B very fast and graceful at the same time.
Yeah, being a bird, you wouldn't have to buy an airplane ticket, would you?
Yes. Yeah, just go wherever you want.
Mm. And with this, with your new music, are you still keeping the kind of ethereal sounds? I think I used that word once in my interview, otherworldly.
Yes. Yes, I think that's probably, it's hard to say because with the music that I'm creating now, I think there always is a place of that within me. I think, I don't pay attention to it. It's generally what other people tell me. The music that I create, I personally listen to all types of genres of music, but this, particular path right now is like, okay, I really like these beats, or I like the way that feels, and I want to try and mix in whether it's strings or other instruments that I haven't used before. And it tends to come across there's an ethereal nature to it. And my voice is also, I have a different tonality to my voice, and I think I found that place where I'm just more into experimenting and doing what without the being in a box and saying this is this genre and that's that. Some people will say, oh, you're more, this alt pop or dream pop or this. And to me, I don't know, you can say whatever you want about it. I don't really know how it fits in, but I just am like, oh, that's the sound, and I want to move through it.
That's respectable answer enough. And do you still play piano as well? I know you're gifted on the good old
Yes.
Yamaha, is it? You're right, Joanna.
Yeah. Yes, I do. I have my piano. I moved it down here to Florida. It had a MIDI keyboard built into it. So early on, I was really writing most of the things on the piano. I can't read sheet music. I just can hear it in my head. Now, I have a whole system sort of built into my home recording little studio that I have. And I think this course, it's not particularly the traditional way of me sitting at a piano playing chords and I'm hearing this. I'm really looking for, okay, I'm hearing these more soundtracky sounds. Like again, it probably goes back to my love of, creating cinema, and the soundtracks are what have always inspired me to feel emotions in a moving picture. So I think there's probably a little more of that. I love the whole virtual instrument world. I'm a huge fan of it, and I love the traditional part of it. But again, it's a little less of being in this studio environment where I've got, a drummer, a guitarist, bassist, everybody coming in and then adding those, secondary. I think this is more kind of going the primary route of it.
Also, Natalie, do you do many gigs where you are at the moment? Live performances.
No, I really hope to be able to be doing some live performances, especially with the new tracks. Being in a new place, it's relative. I've been down in Florida for about 3 years, so that's kind of on my trajectory that I hope I get to do that this year. This seems to be that the world has opened up. All these, the COVID, all the other things, and the needing to have a band and all that. I feel like I'm in a better position to be able to do that. And I would love to go and tour and see other parts of, the world, and be able to meet fans face to face is just a goal of mine. So if the universe aligns and can allow that, that would be a huge blessing for me this year.
Great. And you have an official website where people can find out more about the world of Natalie Paige Bentley.
Yes, yes. It's nataliepagebentley.com, and that's Paige, Paige, or you could just do nataliebentley.com. It will all go to the same website.
Brilliant. Well, as always, my interview with you just passes by so quickly, which is a good thing. I've got time to
Yeah.
play one of your tracks now. Shall we? Am I allowed to play one of your new song? Is it called Bad?
Absolutely. I would love that and love the support. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
you're very welcome. So, we'd like to interview it on to my show.
Thank you. You are just such a delight. I can't tell you how happy I am to be back here and interviewing with you, and just being a part of this with you. So thank you for supporting me.
That's great. It's a pleasure. You're most welcome. Thank you very much again. That's Natalie Paige Bentley. Your track Bad now is on my show.
Thank you.